Oh, what a time in the sports world. Super Bowl week, Mike. The cathedral in downtown looks absolutely beautiful. Kind of get a little FOMO here in Colorado. And then the NBA trade deadline. Man, what a week in sports. Let's start with Brandon Ingram. Finally, a trade that I think me and you thought would happen this summer never materialized. Pelicans somehow get a first round draft pick out of this. They get Bruce Brown, who's a really good role player. Don't know, I would expect him to get waived. Uh, they get a couple other pieces, including a second round pick. Just overall thoughts on this trade. For Brandon Ingram, guy who's hurt, who's not under contract next year, getting a first round pick and some players is kind of the best you could hope for.
Yeah, there's a lot of thoughts here with Brandon Ingram. They waited too long to trade him. They should have had this decision made a while ago. You build a team around Zion, right? And then you got to find his co-star, and Brandon Ingram was supposed to be that guy. And neither Zion or Brandon Ingram really stayed on the court much. I saw a pretty crazy statistic. It was, let's see.
59 games?
They played in 34.9, so basically 35% of available games together. So out of all the games that they were together for on the team, like they played 154 out of 441. They never really complimented each other. Zion and Murphy is like a great example of a duo that kind of complements each other. Murphy stretches the floor and all that. Ingram just never really was that guy. And he didn't compliment him, and he was always hurt. So it was just really not a good combination. Griffin waited too long. Griffin's waited way too long on a lot of players to make decisions. Obviously, you saw me in the group chat go off on some people yesterday. Like, I think Griffin's shooting at as a small market GM or president, whatever you want to call him, the guy's calling the shots. Like, you got to be shooting around 70% correct. Like, he's shooting at maybe 25, 30%. Like, he hasn't really done anything. I can't think of one trade he's technically won. Everyone wants to point to the AD trade. That's officially gone. Brandon Ingram's officially gone. And then if you were to ask anyone in the national media, they would just argue, oh, the Lakers got a title out of it, so you automatically lose that trade. So the Lakers assets are gone. He traded for Murray. Dyson Daniels is already a way better asset than Murray. And then, we still give the Lakers pick, and then the 2027 least favorable between Milwaukee and us. So Devontae Graham, Lonzo Ball. The list goes on, and then everyone say, oh, look who he's drafted. Okay, that's great. But the team hasn't gone past the first round in the playoffs, since he's been here. So at least, as crazy as it sounds, at least Dell Demps did that. I think Dell Demps was a little bit of his time. He traded Nerlens Noel for Drew Holiday, and that worked out great. And then people, even Holiday. Look at the trade results for Holiday. Got Grant Hill, didn't play. Eric Bledsoe, he was literally the worst player ever. I'm pretty sure we had to attach picks to get rid of him. And then you get a 2024 swap or a first round pick, which you trade out for McCollum. Josh Hart's already a better asset than McCollum right now. It's just really disappointing. I was listening to a couple national pods, and they just kept going over the AD trade, and you just think about when Griffin came here. You had the number one pick, get Zion. He's supposed to be a transitional player, transcendental player, like LeBron James type guy. Never really materialized the way it's supposed to be. And then you get the results from the AD trade, and it just nothing's really come from it. So it's really disappointing to see where this has gotten to be. But to Griffin's credit,
yeah,
he got decent return for where he put himself in. So, Bruce Brown, I saw they won't buy him out. They might buy him out. It doesn't really matter. I hope he doesn't come here. I want them to lose every single game now on. So just tank this year. Kelly Olynyk, they'll probably move him in the offseason. I don't, he's a second team guy, third team guy, just a average center. So I was kind of hoping they'd flip one of them at the deadline, maybe for some more picks, some second rounder picks, kind of replenish their reservoir there. But it just really hasn't materialized. Yeah, I don't really know what to do with the Pels. Like, what are you thinking? Are you thinking like blow
So,
it up, semi?
right, well, let me talk about this.
Yeah, there's just like there's so many ways I could have talked about it, and
So
then,
the way, so I'll give Griffin credit because he did hit in the draft with a couple players. Herb Jones, who's injured, but that was a freak injury. Trey Murphy, right now averaging about 23 points in his last 4 games. He's had 25 and 9 assists, 40 points, 40 points, and I believe 35 points. So Trey Murphy is a big reason why Brandon Ingram needed to get traded. Trey has been absolutely incredible. He is the guy next to Zion. So what I would say, you got a pretty good core right there with Zion, Trey Murphy, and Herb Jones. And Herb Jones and Trey Murphy are two of the best contracts in the NBA, if not two of the top 5 best contracts in the NBA. Those are two incredible deals. The Pelicans right now are 12-39, Mike. That's the second worst record in the National Basketball Association. So if you get a top 4 pick, you could go get a real asset to add to Trey, Herb Jones, Zion. You look to
Missi.
move CJ McCollum this summer, and then you hope Dejounte Murray at some point gets healthy. They got players, they got decent contracts. They've had bad injury luck, but now you get rid of Brandon Ingram. You really hone into what this team's identity is. It's long, lengthy defenders. Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, and then he hit on Missi as well. Missi's are gonna, I think, is gonna be a pretty good center in the NBA. Right, he's still learning the game, but I think he hit him as well. So you talk about the future. The future isn't as bleak. This year sucks. It's a waste. It's a failure. It's a loss. But one positive thing, we know Trey Murphy is an up and coming rising star who can get you 20, 25 on decently efficient shooting. Trey Murphy makes me feel better about Zion.
Yeah, Trey Murphy and Missi have been the two bright spots on this team, and it's been, it's good. I mean, I was gonna ask you. Well, let me first say this, and then I see all these people on Twitter like complaining about how could we trade Bi? How could we trade Bi? It's like, have you watched Trey Murphy play basketball in the past, month? Have you like at some point you had to clear the way for
Is
Trey
Trey
Murphy to
Murphy a better basketball player than Brandon Ingram right now?
yeah, he is. He's way more efficient.
He's
You know,
better defensively.
yeah,
He's
he's longer. Like he's just better. He plays more than Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram never plays. I think the most games Brandon Ingram's ever played is 65 games in a season. So he never played. There's questions about his efficiency. I understand people. Look, I love Bi too, but I was always the past 2.5 years. I was always that guy that was like, you got to pick one or the other, and they finally did it, but they did the last second, and Griffin capitalized as much as he could. Um, yeah,
crap.
it's just
All right, hold on.
disappointing.
Trey Murphy in his last 10 games, 26 points, about 6 rebounds, 4.5 assists, right? On 53% shooting, 45% from three. He's get 1.5 turnovers, but a block and a steal per game, last 10.
Yeah, I mean,
Complete.
if he averages 90% of all the numbers you just said next year, like you're looking at an all-star. So, I mean, I was gonna say outside of Missy, Herb Jones, and Murphy, what has Griffin done that's been positive?
Jose. I agree. I agree with you on David
That
Griffin, but
that the
I don't.
tallies.
Yes, you're right, but I don't think this team's future is as bleak as most would perceive it. Yeah, this team's cursed. I'll say that this team is cursed. This team can't get over injuries, and it's freak injuries. I've talked with people in the Pelicans organization, and they're like, dude, the Saints had soft tissue injuries, right? The Saints had a lot of injuries that were the Saints' fault. They said that the Pelicans, they're mind blown because Achilles injury for Dejounte Murray is just a freak accident. Zion is trying to prove that he could stay on the floor, and he's using too much on one side of the leg, so he tears his hamstring. Now, I can't say the Trey Murphy stuff, but Trey's injury was kind of Trey's fault. But a lot of these other injuries are just kind of freak accidents that just kind of happen. And this organization, they're hoping at some point catches a break with this, right? But if you look at it in terms of a talent perspective, they're okay. Like if you get, dude, if they get um Cooper Flag, right? You put Cooper Flag, Zion, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, and Dejounte Murray. It's a pretty good basketball team.
No,
It
I
has a lot of
agree.
good contracts.
I agree. I think, if you look around the NBA, especially in the West, now you could look in the East too. The East has some teams now. I mean, the West has just been dominant. I mean, the East has always been kind of top heavy. It's kind of gotten more. It's evened out a little bit more, but like the NBA is so deep. Like this, like I find it hilarious watching like the Phoenixes of the world, like and all these other teams going out like Philly, like going after these big three models. These big three models don't even make sense anymore. Like you have to have depth. You have to have like at least 8, 9 guys deep. So, um, yeah, the big three model's dead. It puts you in a second apron, which like you can't do anything. Very complicated stuff. It just I find it funny watching the Daryl Moreys and the Matt Ishbias and all these guys do the shit, and it's not even close to working out. Now you're alienating superstars. Trade Bradley Beal's in trade rumors. Kevin Durant's in trade rumors. Booker's going to get disgruntled. I mean, it's just insane. So, but I just think the NBA is so deep now. Like you just mentioned all those guys. Like, yeah, it's true. But and then you're
Correct.
saying, yeah,
And I'm looking at this, right? Like who gets worse in the West? I think the Warriors get worse next year. I think the Suns get worse. The Kings
Suns
get
Suns
worse.
have to blow it up.
Yeah. Kings get worse, but then you sit there, the Spurs are going to be a top 5 seed next year. All right. The Trailblazers,
Dude,
they're
but it
getting
like okay,
better.
think about like even the Trailblazers roster. Like they have some dudes. Like they got
Yeah.
Kling. Like it's just same thing with the Pels. Like these teams suck, and which they do because we're fucking terrible. But like if you look at their terrible or their team, you can see like oh well, they got Kling, they got Scoot Henderson, they got Advia, they got Jeremy Grant, they got who am I missing? Like
For granted, if the Pelicans get a
Anthony
top 5 pick,
Simons, Anthony Simons, yeah. But I'm just saying, like
yeah,
all these, like even these teams in the NBA, like they have guys that can put up numbers. They have guys that can be assets. Like it's just, I think the NBA is so much more deep than it was in like the early 2000s, and I think people
yeah.
are kind of, you know, taking that for
Which is
granted a little
why
bit.
it needs to expand.
Oh,
Dude,
I
somebody
think there
JJ
need. I think
Redick.
there's gonna be a little bit of conference realignment. I think you need to put the Pels in the East, and the Pels are on the East Coast anyway too, which makes no sense. So I don't,
So Phoenix and Minnesota are fighting over that. I think actually Minnesota makes the most sense because it's right next to Milwaukee and Chicago and all those cities right there.
Well,
Um,
move the Pels in Minnesota, and then the Pels need to be moved. I mean,
yeah,
it makes no sense for us to be in the West, and we used to be in the
um,
Eastern Conference anyway too. So
yeah, I
it's
agree.
just
All
it's
right.
just craziness. I mean, I could talk about the NBA forever.
Well, let's talk about the biggest trade in NBA history.
Yeah.
Okay.
What were your thoughts? I had
I
I
thought
didn't
it
know
was
I
fake.
didn't know what to do.
So I thought it was fake, and I had
Yeah,
to make
everyone
some
did.
calls to people in organizations I cover right before my show. It happened. All right, it happened at Mountain Time is around 10:20. I had to go on at 10:22. I had 2 segments to go on, and it changed the beginning of my Nuggets portion. I was just sitting there like Adam Schefter reading after on the phone with them, and I know for a fact the Denver Nuggets are pissed. The Denver Nuggets, uh, the words I was told is basketball malpractice, and that um, bullshit. Honestly, they are pissed. A lot of our other NBA organizations are pissed because what Rob Pelinka did to Nico Harrison needs to be studied. Okay, so the way I was told is that the Nuggets would have given up Michael Porter Jr. They would have found a way to get around Jamal Murray's contract, and they would have offered any first round pick they would have wanted, up to like 7 first. Okay. The Spurs would have offered even more. Oklahoma City and the Rockets would have offered even more. The thing is, Nico Harrison did not want to be persuaded out of trading Luka Doncic for whatever reason that is. Okay. Forever wait, not playing defense, whatever bullshit excuse, because it is an excuse to trade a guy who led you to the NBA Finals, who put up those incredible performances against the Timberwolves, and was a 5-time first team All NBA player at 25 years old. It's an excuse. What Rob Pelinka did to make sure that he kept it silent is crazy. Mike, just think about this. Like me and you on the phone, and then say you're a realtor, right? And say I have a great house, right? And you're just sitting there feeding me bullshit. It's like, oh, don't tell anybody you want to buy this house. Don't tell anybody. You know why? Don't tell anybody buy your house, because they're gonna call, say this is stupid. He didn't tell anybody you didn't buy a don't tell anybody buy Luca. The original offer, Mike, was 2 firsts, Dalton Kennett, Anthony Davis, and Max Christie. And then he persuaded Nico Harrison down to just do Anthony Davis 1 first and Max Christie. This
Yeah.
is it. Dude, this needs to be studied. It is the worst trade I've ever seen. Anybody spinning it like, oh, the Mavs are going to be better. Kyrie and Anthony Davis get hurt. All right. Anthony Davis is 31 years old, injury prone basketball player. Kyrie Irving is an injury prone basketball player in his 30s. You cannot spin this to say they got better, because they did not. All right. Also, this changes everything, because Luka now can't get the supermax. It's 100 and he lost 160 million dollars. Do I feel bad for him? No, because you know what? He's going to get 250 million.
I don't feel bad for any of these guys. They get
No, I don't
$500
feel
million
bad for him,
dollars at the end of their
but it
career.
changes things. Changes how superstars will be doing things. It's just,
There's
I
so
don't
yeah.
know. Like, and
There's
also, I've talked to a lot of people in Dallas, and I'm sure you have way more people. You know, way more people in Dallas. I know people have sold their season tickets that are diehard Mavericks fans. Diehard. Like, I don't care about the Mavericks anymore. I don't know the vibes you feeling, but I've had people tell me that they will not watch another Mavericks basketball game, which is kind of absurd, but I kind of get it. Imagine if Drew Brees just got traded.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously lived in Dallas for 7 years, so I got a bunch of friends that are Mavs fans, and yeah, they there's a mutiny online, and people were freaking out, and I mean, like rightfully so. I mean, he's a 25-year-old guy in the prime of his career, like he's a predecessor to Dirk Nowitzki. Like he was getting on the track to go down as one of the best Maverick or second best Maverick of all time. So, yeah,
On record, real quick, Mark Cuban does not own the Dallas Mavericks. Okay.
yeah, that was
This
another
would
thing too.
not happen if Mark Cuban was owning the team.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, what did he say? He'd rather get rid of his wife than trade Luca. So he said that a couple years ago. But yeah, it's craziness. The way you can't alienate a fan base like that, like just get rid of a guy. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's Centel or Central. I don't even know at this point. There was so much news flying, but the Mavericks lost like 700,000
Yes.
followers on. That was
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I
Yeah. I saw
mean that
that.
alone speaks a lot of volume. So, yeah, I saw a lot of people freak out. Obviously, I mean, rightfully so. Yeah, I think when I first saw the trade, I was like, I felt like Ricky Bobby. I was like, I don't know what to do with my hands right now. So I was just like, all right. But yeah, I don't know what to make of it. Yeah, it's just craziness. Yeah, because if you would have shopped them to a different team, Spurs, like all these other teams you were
It
saying.
would have been the largest trade deal in NBA history, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, look, think about like Mikal Bridges went for what 5 first, so and then Luca.
Did you see Luca yesterday? He did not look 270.
That's just like I think that's just like an echo chamber, like take from media or whoever. Like one or two people put that out there, and then it's just like, oh yeah, he's 270. It's like yeah, Luca's obviously not. He don't look like Hercules out there, but like he's still like he's just a burly boy. Like, but yeah, he you know.
Dude, fat Luca's better than every guard in NBA.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how him and LeBron fit. Everyone's like, "Oh, well, they don't fit together." I'm like, "Well, they're pretty smart basketball players. I think they'll figure it out." So, um, yeah,
You got
you would have thought
Hogan.
they would have gotten Dalton Connect, like for sure. Like, I don't understand why the Mavs. What was Nico Harrison doing in that negotiation? Was he just
Dude, Rob
chill?
Pelinka groomed this guy. Rob Pelinka apparently was like, dude, Luka's a fat piece of shit. You're not going to get anything for him if you don't do this now. You want Anthony
Dude,
Davis.
even like fantasy football trades will be like, then why the hell would you want them? Like that's the first question you always ask.
Dude, that's what the
Anyone who,
NBA general managers are wondering right now.
yeah, I mean, he might Nico Harrison must have been hammered. I mean, it was that was crazy, but yeah, you would have thought they would have gotten more. But then I also have a take like too, like people talk about Davis like he's chopped liver, like, and I kind of
He's good. He's a good player, but is he that?
he's not Luka. Okay, if Anthony Davis is 28 years old, I would be like, okay, I could see it, maybe, but like, yeah, what there's a 6.5 year age gap, so
Dude,
like that alone,
Anthony
like,
Davis is a top 15 player in the NBA.
yeah, he is, and I mean,
Luka's
like,
a top three.
yeah, it's a bad trade, it is, but like, getting Anthony Davis isn't anything. It's not like you're getting John Collins, like you're getting
No,
Anthony.
he's a good player. He is. But
Yeah, but it just like
am I going to
the way like people chalked it up, it was like, I don't know. It was a bad trade, no doubt about it. The only two people I've seen defend this trade are Charles Barkley and Kendrick Perkins too. So I love Charles Barkley. I hate Kendrick Perkins, but they're both wrong a lot, and they both have terrible takes. So I was like, okay, if these are the only two guys defending the Mavs, like I think that's a pretty bad sign. So, but I think the Mavs will still be pretty good. I thought they were going to make another move um, at the deadline just to kind of save their ass a little bit. Maybe use that first round pick from the Lakers to something else. But I thought, people were talking about KD. They had no salaries to match him. So it was, I don't know, man. But the West keeps getting better. I said it last night. The West is a lot better now than it was a week ago. So,
You ain't all right in the West. Is
dude, the West is a bloodbath. I mean, like even look at the teams like the play in this year.
all right, you ready
It's
for this? Let's
bad.
just say, all right, tell me confident or not confident. Thunder confident. Grizzlies, I'm not really
Is
confident
this
in.
like play in or is this playoffs?
Playoffs, like to make a run. All right, so I'm gonna just say the teams I'm confident in: the Thunder, the Nuggets,
To make a run or just like make the
make
playoffs?
a run.
I mean, you can't count on Memphis.
I'm not confident in Memphis,
They're
honestly.
second, what are they?
They are
Third
second.
best team in the league, record wise.
Yeah, I just
Houston's good. Denver's good. Lakers are obviously good. Clippers are weirdly good. Minnesota, like obviously pretty good. Dallas might fall out. Sacramento. If you look at Sacramento's team, it's kind of
it's weird. It's like
it's
the
weird, but it's
Chicago
also kind
team.
of cool. I don't know. I kind of like it. I was like looking at. I was like, dude, this is such a dumb team. And then I'm like looking
Yeah,
at. I'm like,
Jonas Valanciunas, Sabonis, DeRozan, Levine, and who else? They have another
Monk,
player. Yeah,
Monk.
Monk. It's a
It's
lot
so
of offense.
it's so dumb. It might work. I mean, it is pretty crazy. Talk about like not being able to put a team together that fits. But maybe it might work. I don't know. But yeah, Sacramento is just like a fun team just to like watch. There. Oh, Keegan Murray. I mean, they got some guys. Phoenix. Phoenix will probably slide. They have like I saw Ramona Shelburne. She's like, oh, it's a toxic situation in the locker room, and it probably is. I mean, half their roster has been talked about in trades. So Phoenix will probably slide out. Golden State will probably move up. San Antonio might move up. I mean, and then you got Utah and the fun Pelicans. So, and then Portland's won what, like 11 out of the last 12 or something insane, or they've won a ton of games lately. So I don't know. The West is really, really tough. Yeah. You know what? One thing too about the Luka trade, it made me feel good about the Pelicans. Just like watching these GMs just be total idiots.
Yeah, you got to thank Griffin for not that. You know,
Oh yeah, I mean obviously. Oh, that's where we're at with Griffin, just not making the worst trade in NBA history. Okay. just that's another thing. There's just no standard for excellence with the Pelicans. It's like, oh, we ducked the tax
Hey,
again. Round of applause.
yeah, Brandon Ingram had he thanked New Orleans before Anthony Davis.
Yeah, thank God. I saw Davis thank the LA. I mean,
Yeah.
Davis, whatever. But
All right, let's switch over. All right, we'd switch over to something where people actually might watch. It's called the Super Bowl. 100 million viewers. Anyways, dude, the city looks awesome. The
it's
city,
definitely cleaner. Yeah.
it looked like just seeing the light show in the French Quarter with the cathedral. I'm like, wow, just seeing the different venues and everything. The city, it definitely is like you're about to throw a party and
Clean
you
up the
clean up
house.
the house and you just know it's gonna get dirty right after. But the city looks awesome. It's weird, this week too. The news about the Saints and the pedophiles and all that kind of stuff came out. The church. Kellen
Yeah.
Moore is also a topic. It seems like Kellen Moore is going to be the next Saints head coach, which I'm not mad at. Nussmeier's dad's been mentioned as the quarterback coach. Also, a guy, Doug Nussmeier, played for the Saints as well. Just your thoughts on Kellen Moore, New Orleans Super Bowl, everything that surrounds it. We'll talk about the actual game here in a second.
Well, I think 504 Core will go on record here and condemn pedophilia. So we'll take a
Yeah.
strong stance against that.
Look, we're not defending Gayle Benson on
It's sick.
but look, I'll say this, okay? Did they try to cover do I believe they tried to cover up the church raping 8-year-olds? No. I do not. I don't think that is. I think they stuck their head in a situation to uh, why the hell do it though? But why do it? I just don't get it, Mike. I don't like every time like I'm sitting there it's like an illogical is like but why even help? I get Gail likes the church, but in this situation, no. No.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
No. No, this is terrible. Dude, there's been a lot like I told people this. It's been a lot of owners that had to sell teams for worse than this. I mean,
Yeah.
not worse, but this is worse than what they had to sell it.
Well, think about it too. Like this headline, they dropped this headline or they dropped this article at what, like 6:30 in the morning. And
Yeah.
then was it the same day Luca got traded?
No, it was 2 days before. I mean,
It
Luka got
no,
traded
it was
on
Luca was
Saturday.
after.
Yes, Luka got traded on Saturday. Story got dropped Monday.
So obviously the news cycle goes by super fast. So like obviously they were trying to do this like a week before the Super Bowl to be like detrimental while the Saints are going through a head coaching search, like
Yeah.
controversial week. All the media's together. They're literally in your backyard, like
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
And then nothing really became of it.
Yeah. But
It's
we'll see. The FBI's got an investigation. Will I think anything will happen? Probably not
but they
directly.
shouldn't even like help a lending hand at all. Like I don't give a shit
No,
what they were like asking them to do. Like
no.
I don't care if your
But
best friend
this,
is from.
but this of anything,
Yeah,
anything.
it's not good. It's not a good look for Gayle, not a good look for Bensel or Lucia or anyone. Like it's just I
Dude,
don't know
get
what
him
they're
out.
doing.
I don't care anymore. Get him out. Jesus.
Yeah, I think most
You
people
only
feel
pay
like
the
that.
tax, helping out the church. Get him out.
Get them
Get
out.
him out.
Pedophilia and not paying the tax. Yeah, it's
Oh,
just it's disappointing. It's sad. It's sick. It's just not good. Not a good look,
I feel
Gayle.
like a Penn State fan right now.
I think Penn
I
State
hate
might be a
Penn
little
State. I
worse.
hate Penn State because of that reason.
Yeah, it's just sad. I don't know, but yeah, okay, we'll change the topic a little
All right,
bit.
let's
So
go to Kellen
Kellen
Moore.
Moore, huh? Yeah, unproven guy as a head coach, a new guy, he's not a recycled guy, offensive minded guy. Why not? Fuck it,
Why not?
let's do it.
And
I
I
don't.
just hope they give him a long leash, like a long leash.
Yeah, how
Like,
could you not like?
yeah, like you get 5 years, 4 years to turn this thing around. All right. Um,
I mean, unless he's like, who's
he's a
it?
guy who's won 50. He has the most wins in college football history. He has 50 wins. He's a guy that played in the NFL for I believe like 6, 7, 8 years. Coached in the NFL for a while. Was the Cowboys coordinator. Why did he leave the Cowboys? I totally forgot. They were like winning 12 games. when he was their OC. Oh yeah,
Did McCarthy start calling plays?
I don't know. Like it was just Dallas is such a toxic. Talk about a joke of a hire, Brian Schottenheimer. That's a joke of a
Oh, it
hire.
was so obvious when they were like, "Oh, Dion's going to be next head coach of the Cowboys." Like, "Oh yeah, yeah, sure, yeah, Jerry's going to control Dion." That's all it is with the Cowboys. Is it's Jerry Jones controlling whoever. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, give it
I'm
to
okay
Moore.
with it. I'm excited. I think that he so I was sitting there, was like, will he move off a car? Because that's a lot of money. I was like, at this point, if you don't see Carr as in your future, which it sounds like Kellen Moore doesn't, just take the hit next year.
Is that a
Because
rumor?
fuck
I haven't
anyone.
seen it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, oh, check the tape, Corey. Check the tape. Yeah, no, it's. I don't think Carr's the guy. Carr's just an average guy.
He's a guy. He's
Yeah,
not the guy. He's a guy.
yeah. There,
Top 15 guy, but
I'd
he's a
rather I'd rather just blow it all up and lose every single
That's the
game.
thing. And I'm okay with that, Mike. I'm okay with Spencer Rattler, you being like, hey, Spencer, let's see if you can be the starting quarterback of this franchise. And you give Spencer 1 year to prove it. And if he does, if you win 6, 7 games, I think that's a success. And they're like, all right, cool. If he completely fails, you're gonna have a top 5 pick, and you can go get Doug Nussmeier's son or Arch Manning.
I like Nussmeier. I wouldn't want him as a Saints QB.
He's gonna
Nussmeier
be a
is
top
not going
five
to do
pick
well in the
next year.
NFL, huh?
He's gonna be a top 5 pick next year.
He's not going to do well in the NFL.
You don't
That's my
think so?
opinion.
You don't think he's Baker Mayfield?
No, absolutely not. He needs like a good offensive line. Like he needs like an
Yeah.
A+ offensive line. Like you put Nuss, he can't run out the rain. I mean, you put Nussmeier with the Saints offensive line last year. Holy shit! I mean that'd be ugly. I mean, I think Carr's more mobile.
What is his draft comp? Jared Goff?
Who Nussmeier?
Yeah.
Um,
Strong arm.
I like the Baker comp. He's a little bit taller than Baker. He's tough like Baker. He's got a better arm than Baker, but
But he's not athletic like Baker. So that's why I'm like, Goff, would you say? Or
he's like a hybrid between like if Favre, Goff, and Baker, like a triple, like I don't know. I don't really know like a QB like him right now in the league. Do you know anyone like
I'm sitting there, I'm like, maybe Goff. I think
he
he's
doesn't
definitely a
he's
pocket
just super
passer.
slow. He doesn't move. He's got
Goff,
a great
man.
arm,
I'm not
gunslinger.
gonna say Stafford because I don't think he's Stafford. Because I don't think he has that good of an arm. Not
Stafford's an
too
interesting
not,
comp. Stafford
um,
might be it.
he's not Burrow. The
No.
precision. He's a
Burrow can move.
gunslinger. He might be Stafford. I
Stafford's
don't
probably the best. Okay, a comp between like Baker and Stafford, like
um
somewhere. I don't know.
hold on. No, not Jordan Love.
Nussmeier has to go to the perfect situation for him to be a successful QB, in my opinion. I
Dude,
could be completely wrong.
he might have been the first quarterback taken this year, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I don't
There's
know.
not a lot of people sold on quarterbacks this year, and they're gonna be drafted high again. That's just the nature of the position.
Yeah, he's going to be a
I'm
top 5
dead
pick.
serious too with that. I know that sounds absurd,
What sounds
but
absurd?
at S. Todd Mache ask a lot of guys who cover quarterbacks, and they have very high grades on Garrett Nussmeier.
Oh, I mean, Nussmeier's the favorite to win the Heisman this year. So,
Up
um,
second, Arch baby.
oh, Arch, yeah, yeah. No, so if you're the Saints, I'd rather lose every game than win 5 games again this year. I mean, suck it up, Saints fans.
Dude, a loss is a win for the future.
I mean, I 100% agree. It's just like Saints fans are just like, I think. Well, I guess it's any fan base. You hate to see them lose, but at the same time, we're not doing anything. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to make a big run. Oh yeah, with our 45-year-old Cam Jordan. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, it,
Defense, our defense is going to be very good. They just had unlucky injuries. You know why they had unlucky injuries, Doug? Want to know why? Because they're 35, and 33 years old, dog. Old people get hurt more. That's why you always hurt cutting your grass.
Yeah, it's I let the Saints lose every game. I don't care. They're gonna suck. I've said it the past like 2 years. They're gonna suck the next few years. So unless they just, I really don't know. Unless they just have some kind of crazy draft again. But does anyone have confidence in Mickey Loomis in doing that? I was looking through the Saints draft class, like the past few classes. He's hit on maybe on average 1.5 players per draft. It's really fucking bad. Like ever since 2017, like it's been abysmal.
What do you think about this photo?
I can't even see. Is that Bill? Is that Billy
Bill.
B?
Yeah, it's Bill.
Looks like Hugh Hefner with that suit on.
With his 24-year-old girlfriend. Dude.
Let her run the defense. I just the Saints. I don't care. Just let them lose every game. Get a high draft pick. I'm just out. I'm just out on the Saints. Like, of course, I always support them. I watch every game like an idiot.
Like if they cut Derek Carr next year, they have $91 million. Are you not back on? Like, okay, they got direction now.
What do you mean back? I'm back on. Like, okay, wow, they're being serious about a rebuild.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm back on in that sense. And then, but like when I say back on, I mean I'm back on the tank. Like, yeah, I'm running the tank. So
don't go trade. Don't draft Jackson Dart or Milroe.
Dude, if they draft Milroe,
let Spencer Rattler prove if he can be an NFL quarterback or not next year.
Build on the lines. That's all.
Yes.
That's all you do.
Build on the offensive and defensive lines.
But if that guy from Arizona, that wide receiver, is there, I'm taking him. I will say that. I was getting really tired of watching Calvin Austin or whatever his name was, his catch passes last year. It was pretty bad. But I'm trading Olave. I'm not paying Olave. What are you insane?
And he's like one cushion away from retiring.
For maybe dying. I mean, he literally paying. If they pay Olave, I'd be like, wow. I'd be like floored.
All right.
He's a great receiver. He's good. He's a good number 2. But yeah, he's like a Tua situation.
We've had this conversation 1,000 times with this team. Like I told you, I don't think they have any talent defensively. Just none.
You don't like Carl?
Like, okay, he's okay, but like I'm talking about young talent. I told you, Brian Brzee is one of the worst interior defensive linemen rated in the NFL. If you don't believe me, go look at Pro Football Focus. He is 216th out of 220.
It's pretty good.
Who's equally as bad? Alontae Taylor. So this team needs a full rebuild. So like you're sitting there, they could go to any position and be upgraded.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Glad you said this. If they take Genty in the first round, I might disown my fandom. I swear to God. Any team that has every fucking hole on their roster and you take a running back in the first round, you're brain dead. I see all these stupid fucking local. I'm going off. All these stupid fucking local Saints guys. Oh, Genty to the Saints. Oh, that'd be a dream. That'd be awesome. Yeah, let's take a guy who's getting 35 to 40 fucking touches a game and put him in an offensive line that's shit. Like, yeah, we need running back, but dude, all Hall of Fame running backs have the same thing in common, or majority of them. They got good offensive lines.
All right, please start adding these people.
No, I don't want to create enemies. But if anyone's listening and you say we should get Genty, fuck off. Honestly, it's the worst. That would be I'd rather draft a punter in the first round.
Yes.
I swear to God.
Look. If you want, the Broncos can draft Genty. You know why? They have established offensive line. Sean Payton builds teams.
Yeah.
You know what he builds first? The offense and defensive line. Because without those two, you cannot win football games. The reason why the Chicago Bears went 4-11 with all those great receivers and Doomsday. Ooh, Swift as a running back. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen.
Yeah,
it doesn't fucking
Caleb's
matter.
running for his life the whole time.
Yes. The Broncos made the playoffs. They have no skill position players because they build their offensive line. That's your argument about the NFL. You win up front.
Yeah.
You win up front.
100%. I just get so annoyed seeing like these like local guys or just any kind of like writer, like whatever, oh, we should take Genty. 7-round mock draft. Guess who they get? Genty. It's like, oh yeah. Get the guy who's getting 40 touches a game. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. I'd rather build on the offensive line. I'd rather take first 3 picks, just take an offensive lineman, and then draft a running back in the 4th or 5th round. Like, just come on, man. Kamara, 3rd round pick. Yeah, there you go. Like, just blows my mind. I don't know. I feel like people don't really. I think people just see whatever they want to see and just throw it out there. But that's like one thing that's just annoyed me. So I got that off my chest. But they got holes everywhere. So
I don't know, dude. Yeah, I'm just, who started that was Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram, overrated.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Let's go to the Super Bowl pick.
Is he not? Is he not?
In terms of Saints all time, I think he's rated.
Dude, he didn't even make a second contract with the Saints.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, well, the Saints didn't want to pay
He
him.
played like 8 years.
Okay, well, didn't the Ravens pick him up after?
Yeah, he played from 2011 to 2018.
How many 1,000-yard seasons did Mark Ingram have?
Dude, Mark Ingram's like second all time in yards and touchdowns behind Alvin Kamara. If Mark Ingram's overrated, then Deuce and all those dudes are overrated.
Mark Ingram was never.
Let's go over his stats right now. All right.
He barely eclipsed 1,000 yards twice, barely, and the third time he had 11-24. So the year 2017, which is like the Saints' prime. Yeah, dude, Ingram was never that good.
Good. He's a solid player. He was
474, 602.
He was rated, okay, and he's a culture icon, okay. So that means something. He's rated.
Culture icon. So Jose Alvarado is the best point guard in Pelicans history because he's a culture icon. Jose.
People remember him more than fucking Emeka Okafor, who's better.
Don't talk about Emeka Okafor like that.
I will. You can't tell me that stuff doesn't matter.
Mark Ingram was never that great.
All
That's
right.
my opinion.
Reggie Bush or Mark Ingram?
In their prime or career?
Career, Saints history.
I'd rather have Reggie Bush. More dynamic. Way more dynamic. Plus, Reggie Bush made like incredible plays during the Saints run for the Super Bowl. I mean that one play just that dude out of jockstrap.
All right. I might get you on that, Reggie. All right. Shit, I'm taking Pierre Thomas. Mark Ingram too.
Exactly. People talk about like Mark Ingram like he's just this great running back.
He was great. He was good. He was
a sidekick. Okay? He was a sidekick to Kamara. What was he before Kamara? He wasn't shit.
He had 1,000-yard rushing year, 2016.
Great. Put him in the hall. Give him a jacket. Give him a gold jacket.
Mark Ingram. I think he made like 3 or 4 Pro Bowls.
Andrews Pete made the Pro Bowl 4 times. I don't give a shit about that. Speaking of Pro Bowl, they need to get rid of that. They need to get rid of that freaking thing. That thing's embarrassing. You got Malik Neighbors playing cornerback and flag football. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Does anyone watch the Pro Bowl? Do you know one person?
Well, I didn't watch it. I didn't even show it for like.
I didn't even know it was on. Like, someone said, "Oh, the Pro Bowl's on." I was like, "What?"
Dude, they had like dodgeball is more entertaining.
Dodgeball. Patrick O'Houlihan.
They have dodgeball. All right, Super Bowl predictions. Let's go.
Chiefs. I mean, who cares?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't give 2 shits.
I don't know if I'm even gonna watch it.
Real quick, all right, NFL awards. Something I do care about. Defensive Player of the Year. Want to guess who just got it?
Hendrickson.
Patrick Surtain.
Oh, there you go.
The Denver Broncos. NFL AP Rookie of the Year.
Daniels. I saw that.
Largest margin. Okay. Brock Bowers. I picked Brock Bowers to finish second. Bo Nix third.
You voted on it?
No, I picked it. Let's see. Vegas could be wrong for the first time I've ever seen tonight. I want to see if they're wrong.
Oh, the rewards are tonight, or has it been decided?
Going on right now. So Vegas has Josh Allen winning the MVP, but a lot of people saying that Lamar is going to win it. But I've never seen Vegas, like their odds, like whoever's the odds on favorite for a award be wrong. Like Heisman, NBA MVP, any of that.
What are the odds?
Hold on. I just had it. It was like minus 230 or something.
For
And
Allen?
FanDuel had minus 470, Josh Allen.
Oh, it's probably voter fatigue with Lamar. It's
But
like the
we'll
same.
see.
It's like the same thing with Embiid and Jokic. It's like either or could win, but Jokic was what 3 times at that point. It's just like, oh, we can't give him a fourth one or whatever. It's like we got to give it to Embiid. Plus, Embiid was crying the whole year about it. But yeah, I did. It's going to be Allen, I think, just because of voter fatigue. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, brother.
Well, what's your Super Bowl?
I don't give two shits. I really like once like dude, let me ask you this. What do you do if you're a Bills fan? Like honestly, like now thinking on it, I would rather be like any other fan base, a fan of any other fan base because you go to 4 straight Super Bowls, you lose all 4 of them.
Are you a
Okay.
Pelicans fan?
Yeah, like no offense, but Bills fans have it 10 times worse. All right. Like 50 times worse. Dude, just to sit there, Josh Allen, what do you do if you're Josh Allen? He has 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, averaging 300 yards a game, and he's 0-4 against those fuckers. Those are the best stats in NFL history. In the
Yeah,
playoffs.
I don't like all these national pundits. Like,
what do you do?
yeah, he looked pretty disgusted.
Like, what more do you do?
It's kind of like
Honestly.
Burrow. It's kind of like Burrow too.
Yeah,
Like,
but look, Burrow got to the Super Bowl. And look, no offense to Burrow and the Bengals, those Bills teams were way better than the Bengals.
okay, here's a question for you: would you rather lose in the conference championship game or the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, I'd rather go to the Super Bowl.
I'd rather just lose in the conference championship
I'd
game.
rather go to the Super Bowl, bro. The experience of like and the fun and the excitement of winning the Super Bowl
And
is
then the heartbreak of them just being annoying.
I don't get two shits. I'd rather if I wish if the Saints would have lost 2011 Super Bowl, 2018 17 Super Bowl, 2018 Super Bowl, and we're 1-4 in Super Bowls, I don't get two shits. Guess what? We made 4 Super Bowls.
I
Or
definitely
1-3.
care.
Huh?
I care.
I would rather, dude. Conference championships are banners. I want banners.
What banner? NFC Championship banner?
Yeah, man.
Who cares?
I care.
No.
Give me that shit.
I'm gonna make the championship
Telling me right
game.
now,
We're winning
you
that
would
fucking
rather
thing.
lose. You'd rather keep the no call than win that game and go to the Super Bowl?
I mean, obviously, the no call is just a different kind of
Come
thing.
on, man. Give me a chance.
No. The no call is just an outlier. I mean, that's just an outlier. That's not even like
Shut
that's
up.
not even like losing. Like that's just like bullshit.
Dude, give me a chance in the damn Super Bowl. You know, if we fucking lose, we
No.
fucking
It's
lose.
not giving me a chance. Okay. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer. I just think the heartbreak of losing like a championship game. It's just like
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. The sports are annoying. Like at the end of the day, it's one team at the top, and then like the chances of like your team making it and going that far, it's so fucking hard, especially in football. I was scrolling through Twitter and I was looking through. Someone posted the Vikings Saints game, dude. The Vikings fumbled like 15 times that game, and
Oh,
we barely won.
Adrian Peterson, dude.
Yeah, Adrian
Yeah, I
Peterson's
was
like
watching that game too.
prime AP. Like no one's stopping him. He fumbles like 5 times.
Dude, you know, it's the same exact thing. The Saints 49ers game, we had 5 turnovers in that game.
Yeah,
You like,
it's
dude,
so
Pierre
difficult.
Thomas got knocked out in the first drive, and he fumbles on a 1-yard line. Remember that?
Yeah.
Who was the safety, dude? Whitmore?
Whitner.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a beast.
Dude, like that, it is hard, and you sit there like you need all the bounces to go their way. You know what?
Yeah, no, football is definitely the hardest to win for sure. You need a lot
And
of
it's
bullshit.
one game.
Exactly. Like the NBA, if you're not making shots, like okay, cool, you're 7-game series. Football, it's like oh tough shit, you're out. Like yeah, I mean
Hard.
the Bills Chiefs, like if they were to play 7 games, like or even a 3-game series, it's going 3 games, it's going 7 games every time.
So
So
like I'm sitting there like I was thinking of this. I was like, dude, how many like one plays this changed Drew Brees history? Down 17-0 in Minnesota against the number one defense, comes all the way back, 24 seconds left against the Vikings. One play. The no call. One play. So you might be going to might have two NFC championships right there. Okay. Vernon Davis across the middle in 2011. It's one play. Beastquake, the Saints don't do anything in 2010. And
I
then
hate this. I'm gonna throw up.
Beast, but I'm serious. Like even like Rudolph's push off, I don't think 2011 Saints do anything. But another one I do.
That's an
But
underrated one. The Rudolph push off on PJ Williams. That
I
no one
think
talks
Jared
about
Cook's.
that.
I think Jared Cook's fumble is
Oh,
worse.
Jared Cook. Oh, you're bringing up so many great memories. It's so dumb. I hate it, dude. The sports are just a pain in the ass at the end of the day.
Hey, that's why I look at Bills. I'm like, shit, do I miss that?
But
But here's the thing.
everyone was going for the Bills.
But here's the thing. I kind of do miss it. I lied. I was like, I don't miss playoff football in January. It's just the excitement of the season and having it all. Yeah, it does, dude. Those 2-3 weeks after a loss like that, brutal.
Don't call, don't
Like,
text.
dude, Minnesota Miracle, dude. I didn't talk to anybody at Mississippi College for like a month. No call. That still affects me, my sports fandom till this day. No lie. No
Oh,
call still affects me.
100%. 100. Yeah,
All right.
no. Marcus
Like,
Williams tackling Ghost and then a no call. Yeah, I took a major step back and just like I
dude,
just like
that
sat
no
there. I'm like,
call,
this is so dumb.
dude, no call. Like, I'm starting to get back just a little bit. Like, if the
I'm
Saints
not.
became really good again,
Nope.
right, in the playoffs, I think, like, it's not going to happen this year. It's not going to happen next year. But, like, 2 years from now, maybe I have, like, a 1-year-old son or something. Like, you know what? Let's fuck it. Let's jump back on, you know? Let's get back on.
It's gonna take a lot for me just to
I
like.
know. I know.
It's gonna take like for at the
All
end
right,
of the
real
first
quick.
quarter of Super Bowl for me to be like,
Real
okay,
quick,
I'm back
because
on.
I got to go study for marriage prep since I'm getting married next month. So, uh, Chiefs or Eagles, just real quick.
Chiefs, I guess. You're
Yeah,
betting
Chiefs.
against Mahomes. I mean,
MVP.
Allen. Also have Vegas. Safe play. What are you going, Chiefs and Lamar?
Oh no, I was saying Super Bowl MVP.
Oh. God, Mahomes would be such a basic answer.
All right, if the Eagles win, I say
Kare-
Barkley.
Kareem Hunt.
Ooh,
Kareem Hunt, and if the Eagles win,
Barkley.
yeah, Goddard. I truly don't think that, but
All right.
I just didn't want to give.
Chris Jones
Yeah, can
forces
happen.
forces 2 fumbles.
When was the last defensive MVP in the Super Bowl?
Was it
Von
Von
Miller.
Miller?
Yeah, Cam Newton not diving for that
It
ball.
should have been. It should have been Aaron Donald. I still think he should have won over Cooper Cup because I think he had a bigger impact that game than Cooper Cup against the
I
Bengals.
don't remember.
Yeah, it was
But
the
yeah.
last Super Bowl.
All right, score predictions. I think it's a low scoring game.
I think it's gonna be like 24-20.
Yeah, I think I will say this: if the Eagles get up 10 plus points, I think the Eagles win the game. Eagles love to just run the ball, not make mistakes. Like, yeah, but that's my prediction. We'll see though. Who the hell knows?
All right, brother.
That's all you got.
Yep, all I got.
Hit on a lot of things today.
Like an hour-long pod.
Talked about pedophilia, Patrick
Geez.
Mahomes.
Yeah, you can't talk about that in the group chat. Never mind. Good night.
If you can like and subscribe, appreciate it. See you next time.